Thank you for joining me here this evening, afternoon, morning. I'm Genvianis Oleole, and I'm from Bitilid Alpha, third year from College of Education. I'm here today to talk to you for our topic about portfolio assessment. So what is portfolio assessment? Portfolio assessment is a purposeful, ongoing, dynamic, and collaborative process of gathering multiple indicators of the student's growth and development in a course or program of study. So portfolio assessment is a purposeful collection of students' works that exhibits the students' efforts, progress, and achievements in one or more areas of the curriculum. A portfolio is a formative assessment that measures the progress of students as well as strengths and challenges. So a good portfolio will be a broad spectrum of a student's work and will serve as not only a place to store completed work, but will also include self-reflections and recommendations for improvement. And according to SWIT, a portfolio is a folder containing a student's best pieces and the student's evaluation of the strengths and weaknesses of the pieces. It may also contain one or more works in progress that illustrate the creation of a product, such as an essay, evolving through various stages of conception, drafting, and revision. So let's come now to principles of a portfolio. And the first is content principle. It shows the subject matter important for the students to learn, which means if you will do a portfolio, it's good to have a good content inside the portfolio. Either it is an e-portfolio or it's just a folder. You should show the important lessons that required or tackle. The second is learning principle. Enable the students to become active and thoughtful learners, which means you will show them not only the lessons that we have, but also the things that you have done for those lessons. And the last is equity principle. It demonstrates students' learning styles and multiple intelligences. The portfolio does not only show the contents or what you have done, but including your artistic capability to present something. Maybe you can create drawings or anything that can show the portfolio is very important to you. So we have a kinds of portfolios. The first is working portfolio. It is the collection of a student's day-to-day works that reflects his/her learning. It refers to daily activity of the learner in the particular learning area. Specifically, this approach involves a collection of work over time showing growth and improvement reflecting students' learning identified outcomes. This portfolio can include everything from brainstorming activities to drafts to finished products. The collection becomes meaningful when specific items are selected out to focus on particular educational experiences or goals. This provides and identifies the learner's skills to be developed in order to determine if there's progress on the learning task. The teacher also determines if his/her teaching is effective through working portfolio. So the second is the developmental portfolio. It presents the development or progress of the directed task performed by the students based on the instructional objectives to determine the progress. In developmental portfolio, it helps develop process skills and it identifies strengths and weaknesses of the students as well as it keeps track the development of more than one process product performance. So the third is the documentary portfolio. This is the combination of a working and a showcase portfolio. Documentary portfolio is gathering the best work of the students for assessment purposes. In the documentary portfolio, it provides evidences that instructional objectives have been attained, and in this portfolio, it states that students' progress and weaknesses from one learning task to another. The fourth is the showcase portfolio. The showcase portfolios are designed to display a learner's best quality of work. If possible, it must be published in the school paper, research journal, regional and national newspaper. The showcase portfolios are designed to display a learner's best quality of work. This might be to highlight student success or to showcase a variety of accomplishments a student has achieved over a period of time. In showcasing portfolio as students' work, this portfolio allows them to describe and tell their own story. This portfolio also serves as show windows to other students. And the last is evaluation portfolio. In this portfolio, the best work or any task activity of the student with progress or development must be recorded in the portfolio for grading purposes. In this portfolio, the student is assessed or evaluated at his own rate and his own performance is not compared to others. So, how do we do to develop a portfolio? In order to develop a portfolio, we need to be able to follow the portfolio processes. And the first process is to set goals. In set goals, you need to guide the students in starting their goals. The teacher may articulate first the goals of the course or subjects and his/her expectations to the students. And to set goals, you need to answer these questions by yourself based on the questions on the sample of goal planning that we have, like I participated in this activity because I am doing this work because what I target to accomplish are. And answer the following for planning your portfolio. My target goals, my target collections, my non-negotiable collections, my plan for organization, my style of reflection, my own evaluation rubric, my plan for portfolio exhibit. So in short, the goal setting must be vividly and clearly stated to determine the purpose and give direction in preparing the portfolio. So let's come now to collect. In collect, the student should start collecting all possible entries in their portfolio. Have a temporary container for all their entries so that keeping of entries will be part of the daily activities of the students. This process involves the collection of meaningful artifacts and products reflecting students' educational experience and goal. The decisions must be made at this phase about the context and content of the portfolio based upon the intent and purposes identified for it. So after you collect, the next is you need to select. In select, the students are asked to select what will finally be used to gauge their success from all their collections of possible entries in a portfolio. The selection usually depends on what the teacher requires them to do and the entries that they personally choose as the best gauge of their accomplishment in the program. So in this part, it must be relevant of the goal of instruction set by the students. So the selection and collection of artifacts and products should be based upon a variety of factors that can include particular subject matter, a learning process, special projects, themes, and/or unites, and all selections included in the collection should clearly reflect the criteria and standards identified for evaluation. So let's come now to organize. The organization of the portfolio could vary depending on the style of the students. Some teachers take this stage as the opportunity for students to develop or hone their creativity and resourcefulness. In this part, the teachers give the students a chance to develop and organize their portfolios. And the next is reflect. This is the opportunity for the students to reflect on the meaningfulness of their experiences as well as the impact of their teacher's style and methodology in teaching. Wherever possible, there should be evidence of students' metacognitive reflections upon the learning process and their monitoring of their evolving comprehension of key knowledge and skills. In this part, also the cognitive, psychomotor, and affective domains must be stated in the portfolio in relation to the goal set. And the next is evaluate. What are the usually rated at the end of the portfolio development are the students selected evidence of their learning and the packaging of their portfolio which could reveal their personal traits. In this part, the portfolio assessment provides the teacher and students an opportunity to observe students in a broad context, taking risks, developing creativity solutions, and learning to make judgments about their own performances. teachers normally have multiple scoring strategies. They evaluate with the use of rubrics that can determine the criteria, scoring percentage, and the standards that the students need to meet. And the next is confer. Teachers confer with the students or parents to discuss the students' performance and progress of learning. This is also the time to congratulate the students for their accomplishments or to help them identify areas of improvement. In this part, it's also good to have a discussion on whether the portfolio itself contains all the important knowledge and competences that you need to learn. And the next is exhibit. This is the time to celebrate success in the form of an exhibit of students' portfolios. The highlights of the exhibit is the awarding of the best learning portfolio. In this part, the viewing public must be given a chance to view the learning activities of the students in school. So why portfolio assessment? According to Burkay, it lists what is really happening in the course of study. Because in a weekly basis, you will need to include topic, your own work, your own reflection, so it shows what happens as we go on with a certain course. And the next is it offers multiple indicators of students' progress. Not only the topics are tell which we can assume that you understand it, but also some works that you have done and some reflection. And the third is it gives the students the responsibility for their own learning. Of course, you can always ask the teacher for handouts or notes, but it's good to have your own notes and to be the one to break that. And you can add something or delete, or you can browse to internet to find better lectures or informations. And the next is it offers opportunities for students to document reflections of their learning. After that, it demonstrates what the students know in a way that encompass their personal learning styles and multiple intelligences. And the last is, it offers teachers new role in the assessment process. It allows teachers to reflect in the effectiveness of their instruction. It provides teachers freedom of gaining insights into the students' development or achievement over a period of time. So we have the advantages of using portfolio assessment. Allows the evaluators to see the students each unique with its own characteristics, needs and strengths. Serves as cross-section lens, providing a basis for future analysis and planning. By viewing the total pattern of the student's development, one can identify areas of strengths and weaknesses and barriers to success. Serves as a concrete vehicle for communication, providing ongoing communication or exchange of information among those involved. It promotes also as a shift in ownership. Students can take an active role in examining where they have been and where they want to go. Portfolio assessment offers the possibility of assessing the more complex and important aspects of an area or topic. It covers a broad scope knowledge and information from many different people who know the program or person in different contexts. So if we have advantages, we have also disadvantages of using portfolio assessment. The first is may be seen as less reliable or fair than more quantitative evaluations such as test scores. Can be very time consuming for teachers or program staff to organize and evaluate the contents. Having to develop your own individualized criteria can be difficult or unfamiliar at first. If goals and criteria are not clear, the portfolio can be just a miscellaneous collection or artifacts that don't show pattern of work or achievements. So thank you for listening and watching the video. I hope you learned something from our discussion. And stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.